Okay, unbelievably, it is currently 11:37 a.m. on whatever day it is, but that puts us at almost 32 hours on a 6-hour trip, and this is the third or fourth video. I'm not even sure now because of just this one trip. But just wanted to give a quick update. Still not home yet. Surprisingly, crazily. Woke up at Apache this morning, 4:30 a.m. I think I already mentioned that. Made a good time down to down almost to Bakersfield. Turned towards Oildale. Saw on the map Ernest Quarries. Tried to go find some shark teeth without going into Ernest Quarries, and ended up on some road I've never been on, and ended up in a bunch of back behind the scenes oil fields right in the middle of all their operations. Kind of interesting. And then into some beautiful foothills and back out the other side into Oildale. Kind of interesting drive, never been there. Did find some veins of selenite, which was really cool. Grabbed a few pieces. I can't grab it right now while I'm driving. But anyways, obviously lots of other stuff's happened since. On a good note though, I went to go to a casino in Teche Palace to get gas because it's so much cheaper than everywhere else. California's insane. And I knew I had a little free play, so I walked in to see if I could make a few dollars. And walked past their tables, and all of a sudden I realized, oh crap, it's Friday. What happens on Friday at Teche Palace? $1,000 blackjack tournament. So maybe my luck's turning around. Got a payment from an expert consultation I had done, so that's a plus. Still not home yet. Probably gonna take an extra 4 hours here for this, but if I can make $1,000, why not? It's a plus, right? My Lovey's at work. Thank you very much, Lovey. You're the best. She didn't get home until 5, so hopefully that'll be right around the time she gets home. I would have liked to have gotten home sooner to see the dogs, but gonna get some cashola, hopefully. Almost won this last time I played it. I was in the final table and threw down the first hand because I had to go, which everyone looked at me like I was crazy, but it was already way late to where I needed to be. I was gonna give some insight on something that had happened. On gratitude. Gratitude's an underlying theory a lot when it comes to the theory of happiness, right? We should be grateful for everything that we get, or we're provided, or that we're done for us. And I know I definitely haven't been gracious enough, especially when it comes to thanking others for all that they've done for me. I mean, I may give the token thank you or whatever else, but not offered gratitude back to those people. Today, Bubba, the gentleman from Arizona, I happened to run through there and throw him a hotel room for the evening, and he checked in with me a little while ago and expressed some gratitude. I'm not going to go into the whole story that he got into with me, but it sounded like the guy had a great time. Glad I could help him. Bubba, if you're out there, love you much, man. But by him doing that, calling me and just being gracious enough to say thank you, being a truthful, honest, gracious thank you is very heartfelt, and you can tell the difference. And it felt good. Like, I was happy to have helped him. It sounds like it made his day better yesterday, maybe this morning too. And I think that's important. I think that not only is helping others make yourself, don't do it to help make yourself feel better, but just helping people out always makes you feel better. I'm sorry, that's the way I should put it. But when you do, and then when it does help someone, and when they take the time and effort to come back and say thank you in a meaningful way and tell them how much it meant to, explain how much it meant to you or to them, however that works, feels even better. It reinforces that feeling and makes it perpetuate longer, and it's just a good feeling. Makes me feel a lot better today. Not about my situation, but just inside, I guess. And I guess that's what I wanted to check in on real quick and mention, so I didn't happen to forget. But yeah, like I said, the people I've met in Arizona that or, what do they call that? Housing impaired, or whatever the proper term is for it, homeless, basically, are a hell of a lot more, or they have a lot more gratitude towards any help they receive, it would seem, at least from my opinion, than the ones in California. It seems like the homeless in California are rather entitled, and if you don't help them when they ask for it, they have a tendency to get very upset, even respond with violence or other negative responses that is simply absurd. Same thing with them overrunning the towns with all the way that they live. I mean, I think there's better solutions to the homeless problems in all our major cities. I discussed this with Bubba a few times ago when I was there. I told him, I said, go to the city council, prepare a plan, find some land that they don't use, put a plan together, find an architect, draw it up for you, submit it to the city, tell them all the things you'll do for them that benefits them. You guys off of their public property, making the city more beautiful, taking care of that area that you guys are in, da-da-da-da-da. Thought it was a great plan, then realized, well, they're not going to do it. And even if someone did, then to be able to get everyone else that's homeless to listen or do what you need them to do to make that work is probably pretty untenable too. But there is a story of a guy out in Texas that was a millionaire and spent all his money to create some homeless cities that seemed to be very successful at this point, which he was on Joe Rogan and was talking about challenges on all that. But sounded like he was making a real difference out there when it comes to the homeless population, which, again, I have a problem more and more with each passing day, even construction being my business, with the fact that man has covered up what God has made for us to find and what God put here in the world. I don't think it's right for us to cover the entire world with pavement and asphalt and houses and everything else, and then A, pretend that you own any of it, because we're only here for such a short time and it's not really yours. B, that again, you're ruining the land for future generations and everybody else that inhabits this earth. Yet, being so pretentious as man is, we think we can just do whatever we want to the earth and there won't be any consequences for us or anyone else. I wouldn't say that I'm a Greenpeace or those type of people, because I think that's all a scam. I think people at the top use that to facilitate their own wealth, and then the people at the very bottom probably do have great intentions when it comes behind organizations like that. But unfortunately, those in power, like in most situations, are abusing the system and taking advantage of their positions. So that's one thing I definitely want to get on here, and I don't want to take this video too long, but so just in case I don't forget, so if I see this, is on the power and deception of all major companies, countries, governments, religions, at some point, and talk about how most people, including myself, have been propagandized their entire life into believing what they believe, to the point where literally I've had multiple scenarios where I've had people literally almost get violent when trying to defend certain aspects or products when it comes to propaganda through the TV or through your job or through religion or government, whatever it is that they get you to buy into through propaganda, how deeply it's ingrained inside of you and how quickly it can cause real problems when it comes out unexpectedly. Anyways, we'll get further into that later. I just wanted a quick note that we're now at 11:47, day 2. Probably be home another 4 hours, so total at that point would be, I don't know, probably 30 hours. 40, maybe? Yeah, maybe more like 40. I don't know. We'll check in when we get to the final time here. Just want to shout out, and we'll check in with you very soon. If we got any new watchers, well, thank you. Hit subscribe, like, blah, 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 blah. Right, Noah? Tell them what to do. Love y'all. If you don't like what I'm spitting, guess what? It's not for you. So go somewhere else. Have a good day. Bye-bye.